All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of Common Sense. How's everybody doing tonight? Do me a big favor, hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you. So I wanted to just do a short little video from the bedroom because I got my Father's Day gift for Papa Lutch in the mail today, and I just want to share it with you. Like this is not going to be controversial. I bet you YouTube is still going to claim it. But I was scrolling through TikTok as one does, and ever since they added the TikTok shop thing, then you'll be scrolling, and there's a little thing that at the bottom that will say, "Oh, you can get this," and whatever. So you know how to scroll past it. But I scrolled past it, and basically, so it would be like this. So I was scrolling past, and this came up, and then I scrolled past, and I was like, "Hold up." I was downstairs. I was like, hold up. What was that? Let me see that again. Let me see that again. Dad, I want to hear your story. A father's guided journal to share his life and love. Sold. I mean, some of you are more familiar with my story than others, but just to quickly recap that I'm an older brother, younger sister. My parents are together, but they're immigrants, and there was definitely a culture gap there, and we just didn't really have much of a relationship growing up. And so I don't really talk to my brother. I don't really talk to my sister. I don't really talk to my mom. I don't really talk to really anyone else in my family. But maybe around 10 years or so ago, my dad and I started to try to rekindle, or actually, wouldn't be rekindle, like actually build a relationship. And it seemed to work. It seemed to not work at first. We were arguing a lot and all that stuff, but it was really cool to finally be able to have somebody. And now he's one of my biggest supporters. But we always are talking about the world and politics and this and that. And I know him; he's my dad. But this is such a perfect gift. This is such a perfect gift, and I'm so happy to. I'm so excited to give it to him. And so let me just read the back of the book. Shout out to those of you who've been here since I didn't read your book. Father's story is one of loving guidance and protection. Dad, I want to hear your story. Is the place for your father to tell his life story while also creating a treasured legacy. Like, yeah, I mean, I'll be able to show this to my kids. And he's doing pretty well for a boomer, but I mean, they ain't gonna be around forever. It goes on to say, imagine reading the remarkable record of your father's journey. Learn how he became who he is. Find out all he has experienced, and imagine sitting with your children and sharing his life and his lessons. Exactly. What will you learn? What surprises will delight you and help you better understand your dad just a little bit better? Dad, I want to hear your story. Will guide your father with prompts and questions, making it fun and simple for him to share the stories of his childhood, teens, and adult years. This will be his story told by him. And whatever. So, it starts off with, I already added something to it, and can you see that? Is it too bright? So it says this book belongs to, and I put my answer, and then I want him to put his answer. My answer was the most resilient, supportive man I've ever known. And, it's just, it's got stuff about like from the basics. When's your birthday? What was your full name, even basic stuff. How old were your parents when you were born? What's your favorite childhood memory? Talking about growing up. How would you describe yourself when you're a kid? Did you have a nickname when you were growing up? All these kinds of things that I don't know about my dad. Shout out to Harley. Welcome. Where the hell is everyone? It's been 5 minutes here and ain't nobody here. Did I? I didn't put a thing. Oh well. Hold on. Whoopsie. Oh well. Y'all watch the replay. This is more just to kind of keep this here. But yeah, this Dad, I want to hear your story. I saw it. I swiped on. I was swiping TikTok. I saw this, and it's just perfect. So if you don't have a great relationship with, they have one for moms as well. If you don't have a great relationship with your parents, then it's really just a great way to kind of breach that, because talking is not so easy, but that stuff is already in their heads. That stuff's already in their heads. And the let's see here. Yeah, it goes into talking about let's talk about your kids. So even talking about me, like, what did you think about me? Were any of your children surprises? I don't know the answer to that question. Are there any specific books you remember reading to your kids? All this kind of stuff. And so, getting into spirituality and religion, all that stuff, to be able to learn what it is, I think that's it's so cool. And again, if you feel the same way, then definitely check that out. I mean, I'm sure you could find it. Just Google Dad, I want to hear your story. I'm sure it's not only on TikTok. But all right, so now that I'm here, and I'm gonna drop a notification. Let's see, I should have done that. I did, whatever. I also wanted to cover something else, and I'll just clip that up into its own thing. So there was so Harley said, that's so sweet. I love that idea. You can ask them about things you wouldn't normally think about. It would be fun. It would be a fun thing to look back on. Yeah, and it's not just things that I maybe wouldn't even think of, but maybe especially like, are any of your children surprises? I don't want to have that conversation with my dad. Shout out to M169. Yeah, I did. I forgot to let everybody know. So basically went through the whole thing. But yeah, I was talking about this book that just came in. Dad, I want to hear your story. A father's guided journal to share his life and love. And M169, you know the story about how I'm not really close with my family. But then, a couple of years, 10 years ago or so, my dad and I started building a relationship, and it was mostly arguing politics back and forth. And I was the never Trumper liberal, and he was the lifelong Republican. And, we were just butting heads, but slowly and it was both of us, because there ain't nobody else in the family who is knocking on my door to ask me any questions, or to tell me about their life. And so it quickly went from just arguing to learning to understand each other a little bit better. And I thought so too. Yeah, I was saying before, I was scrolling TikTok, and it was on TikTok Shop. And so you see the little thing in the corner that says, "Oh, you can buy this." And so you see that, oh, no, and I'm like, wait, what's that? What was that? I'm like, interesting. And I was like, boom, done. Shout out to King Onion Ring. Welcome to the party. So, yeah, again, I cannot recommend enough that if you are, like I said, there's also one for your mom. And again, it starts with just basic stuff like stuff about your birthday, what's your favorite childhood memory, what happened the year you were born. Google the following for the year you were born. What are some notable events that occurred? What movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture? What were a few popular movies that came out? Like all this kind of stuff. What were, I don't want to bend the spine. What were prices for a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, a cup of coffee, all these things, basic stuff like that. And it goes into beginnings. What did you do after high school? Did you get a job, serve in the military, go to college or trade school, something else? So again, like, I have a general idea that he went to medical school in Jamaica, where he met my mom, but like I don't know. We don't talk about stuff like that. And especially because for myself, I spent a lot of time. I mean, my dad didn't really know about the drug stuff until after, but I was going through a lot of that, and so I was just focused on that. And he's a busy guy, and we come from a different he comes from a different type of a culture where you don't really share things like that. But through conversations with me, then that's changed a lot. And so like, it's got family tree and all that, and so yeah, I'm really excited to give that to him. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But since I've got you, there is one thing here that I want to talk about, and I didn't make a thumbnail or anything. I just saw it right now, so I'll clip it. 2 for 1. You're getting 2 for 1. Share screen. Getting 2 for 1. So I didn't catch when Laura Loomer was on Timcast.
So a pretty bizarre.
Where are we? Yeah, so I didn't catch Timcast when Laura Loomer was on, but apparently this happened.
So a pretty bizarre thing happened on Tim Pool's show the other day. He was talking to Laura Loomer, who we all know is a far-right figure and a MAGA-type person. And they're talking about the
captions are just giant, because usually when we do the long-form thing, it's tiny. Just
criminal trial against Trump, where he was found guilty, 34 felonies, yada, yada. You know the drill.
Hey, shout out to Harley. So yeah, if you are a member of the Discord, which we can drop a link for right now, it is a free Discord server, absolutely free. You can get your very own Dad, I want to hear your story, or Mom, I want to hear your story. Marjorie, welcome. Said, what a great idea. I will get one for my granddaughter to give to her father. Yeah, and it's such, again, just going through some of the things here. Just open it to a random page. Becoming and being a dad. So it comes with a Charles Wadsworth quote. By the time a man realizes that his father was right, he usually has a son who thinks he's wrong. Well, I mean, I guess that's a whole thing about why I'm not a parent yet, but true. And so it's asking, what are the best and hardest parts of being a father? Your favorite memory about being a father? All kinds of stuff. Knowing what you know now, what advice would you give yourself as a new father? I would love to be able to just see. I can't wait for him to fill that out. So yes, I did see that. We can that's weird. Yeah, I saw that. We can definitely cover that as well. But so I'm just gonna kind of restart what I was saying. Apparently, Laura Loomer was on Timcast recently, and I missed that one. I'm nothing against Laura Loomer. I just happened not to catch it. But Kyle Kalinske put this video out, and let's just watch.
He was talking to Laura Loomer, who we all know is a far-right figure and a MAGA-type person. And they're talking about the criminal trial against Trump, where he was found guilty, 34 felonies, yada, yada. You know the drill. And the live stream cuts off abruptly. It cuts off after Laura Loomer says something. Let's go with not good. Watch this.
I'll put it this way. Should Democrats be in jail? No question. When Donald Trump gets elected, should he start locking them up? No question. Should there be lists of Democrats that need to go to jail? 100%. And the reason for that is they committed crimes. We need to make sure that when Donald Trump wins, we've got an attorney general, a deputy attorney general, a head of the CIA and the FBI. Kash Patel would be fantastic. We can have attorney general. There's some names floating around. And then they can start having their investigators and the feds issuing subpoenas, pulling up.
Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this already? I hadn't seen it, but yeah.
Evidence, and with real evidence, bring them to judges for warrants. Then these people can spend three years of their lives fighting tooth and nail for the crime against the government for crimes they committed, and we can prove. Yeah. And the reason why we put them on trial is that we can show the whole world we will uncover what you've done. We will make sure everyone knows, and you will be held accountable for it.
So let me just pause to point out, on paper, everything he's saying is actually totally fine, right? If you find real evidence of crimes committed by various powerful Democrats, I'm your Huckleberry.
But also, I'm going to make fun of you and put in conspiracy theories about you.
Go for it. There's a lot of war criminals. There's a lot of corrupt goons, not just in the Republican Party, but also in the Democratic Party. So on paper, I actually totally agree. Where I disagree is I don't really trust Tim Pool's judgment as to what constitutes an actual crime. I just don't buy that he's going to be objective and fair when look, yeah, I think that's a crime. I think in his mind, it's more of the political type, like, you know, I don't like this person,
right, just get
so we'll actually make up. Ready?
Everyone knows, and you will be held accountable for it.
Not just jail, they should get the death penalty. You know, we actually used to have the punishment for treason in this country.
So as you guys, if you're a fan of,
So as you can see,
if you are a fan of Tim Pool, you know that it's very common that before the show, he will make sure everybody, you can't make any allusions to violence. You can't do this. And because there's such a big show, like, you know, we can, like somebody like Kyle can play it, I can play it, it's probably going to be fine. But they, you know, they're up there and they've got, you know, eyes on them waiting to take them down. Shout out to Am. Welcome to the party. King Onion Ring said Hillary falsified documents on in 2016. She's first on the list. I mean, Obama killed an American citizen. I hate Hillary as much as the rest of y'all, but I think Obama's got to be at the top of the list. And Trump wouldn't be far behind him if we're prosecuting. So I ain't playing favorites here, but Hillary is definitely number 2. The whole fusion and yeah, all of that. Yeah, right. This is kind of what I'm getting to. I wanted to, you know, show you that, like, oh no, they cut it out, but this is kind of what I'm getting to. You have to like, why is that relevant to what we're talking about?
Not just jail, they should get the death penalty. You know, we actually used to have the punishment for treason in this country.
And it's cut.
So as you can see, she says that, boom, feed immediately cuts. One more time. Here we go.
And notice how Kyle's over here having a grand old time. He's like, oh, look, yeah, look. And I'll come back to that.
And you will be held accountable for it.
Not just jail, they should get the death penalty. You know, we actually used to have the punishment for treason in this country.
So before he even says anything, I don't think that Tim necessarily needed to cut the. I think he was just playing it safe. Because she didn't actually call directly for somebody to go and commit violence. She was stating an opinion that legally that would be the punishment. I don't know. They just throw this bullshit around. But again, look how happy Kyle is.
Now, look, if somebody's watching this and they think like, oh, there's obviously just some sort of a, you know, like a technical issue or whatever, or an issue with YouTube or Rumble or wherever the fuck this is streaming and it just cut out, or there's power outage in the studio or whatever. He has a problem with his internet, whatever it is. If you thought that...
Again, he's very clear about the fact that, hey, YouTube will take us down if we break YouTube's rules. Maybe, Kyle, you are not so sensitive to that because on your side, you can say whatever the hell you want. And as long as it's not like directly illegal, sometimes even being illegal, then everybody will leave you alone. Ring said, treason to the thieving government, not treason against we the people. That's a good point too. That, you know, like, who are you betraying? Betray the government, the government corruption, all you want. Sherry said the bad thing, so why cut after the fact? I think it's about playing it safe. So if she had said it and then they had kept going, then a YouTube rep could have been like, you know, could have get them in trouble or whatever. By cutting the feed, then Tim is now saying, I am not in favor of what you just said. And so it's putting him, you know what I mean? So if the show goes, then now it's part of Timcast. Oh, they say this, that, the other. And exactly. Kyle would never get censored. That's why he finds this amusing. And the conclusion that he comes to is exactly because he would never get censored. Harley said there's some random off the wall comment. Too bad he cut it a little too late. Did he remove the whole stream? I don't know. That's a good question. We'll look at that after. That's a good question. I would assume so. I would assume it's still on Rumble and everything, but I assume they took it off. But again, the idea that, like, obviously he can't cut it before she says it. He would have to go into the future for that. But again, I think the idea is, hey, I'm Tim Pool. I'm showing you, YouTube, that even though this occurred on my show, that I'm not willing to stand by this. I'm saying no, this is not okay. He said, to be fair, if you aren't getting censored, it's because you aren't talking about the right things. That is something I would agree with. Let's see if Kyle agrees.
That I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you because it's a reasonable perspective. However, as you heard, the last thing that was said was these people actually deserve the death penalty because we used to have a punishment for treason. No, what happened here is Tim Pool abruptly cut the stream. Why did he cut the stream? Well, an incident from a little while back shows us why. So I don't know if you guys remember this. Tim Pool got really, really mad at one of his guests. I believe this guy's name is Jesse Kelly or something like that. Right-wing freak. And listen.
Well, right-wing freak, you got to editorialize. You can't just say this is what he does. But again, am I big here? Oh, yeah. But again, the and you're socialist should know that. The idea here that you're gonna poison the well, and then look at the clip he shows, and again the conclusion he comes to.
Into this back and forth.
I think it's only fair that I don't take the heat for what you said, Jesse, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm getting
This is from a different show. This is back in January.
people attacking my character now. I had to take the show down because you made 2 allusions to killing people. So I'm not trying to be a dick right now, but like I've got 500 messages of like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you taking the show down? Are you fucking with us? You're trying to make money.
So I thought YouTube took the show down.
No, I had to take the show down.
Okay.
I had to take the show down because you made 2 allusions within like the span of a couple minutes to murdering people.
Right.
Okay.
So again, Tim saying I chose to take it down because I don't want to be somebody who has this stuff on my platform. Seems fair. They do. I think they. Well, I'll let the video continue, but yeah. I mean, whether you agree or disagree, anything anti-Israel is just yeeted out of there. But you could say anything you want about the other side. Top down is right. M169 said, is everyone to the right of center, the far right to this guy? Yes. Absolutely. That's most of the left, right? Shout out to Dylan Soup. Welcome. All right, so let's back this up a little bit.
Down. Are you fucking with my character now? I had to take the show down because you made 2 allusions to killing people. So I'm not trying to be a dick right now, but like I've got 500 messages of like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you taking the show down? Are you fucking with us? You're trying to make money.
So I thought YouTube took the show down.
No, I had to take the show down.
Okay.
I had to take the show down because you made 2 allusions within like the span of a couple minutes to murdering people.
Okay.
After I explicitly stated in the pre-show, do not make allusions to violence. Okay. Then went on to explain, we keep having people come here and saying they want people killed or people should kill people or they can be killed or things like that. 18 minutes.
So that's why they say specifically and explicitly before the show starts, don't do this thing. That seems responsible. That seems like if you're having tough conversations, that would be a good rule, right? We would want that. And if we don't like Tim Pool and people of that ilk, then just at the beginning of the video, he was ready to be like, oh yeah, I mean, I'll give you credit where credit's due. But again, look at the conclusion that he comes to here.
Okay.
After I explicitly stated in the pre-show, do not make allusions to violence. Okay. Then went on to explain, we keep having people come here and saying they want people killed or people should kill people or they can be killed or things like that. 18 minutes into the show, you had made 2 allusions to, one was the helicopter thrown over the Pacific Ocean. That's kind of like a fuck. We're gonna get hit for that probably, but we'll see what happens. But then you said you can go kill the human smugglers for all I care, and it's just like that's it. Like
exactly.
It's not a YouTube thing. It's Rumble would take us down for this. I've had the conversations with Rumble about it, and so it's a question of for the people who are right now who are slamming me, claiming that it's a big news day and I intentionally took the show down for fake reasons to make money. No matter what platform we're on, that show would be removed and we would face legal liability. And so the question is, can we have a show if we persist? That show would be deleted and that would be the end of it.
Okay.
So all I can do is say, okay, well, that's it.
So in other words, Tim Pool keeps having these guests who advocate for murdering people and it gets him in trouble. And he finds, fuck, just delete, cut it off. And
I'll go on.
I guarantee you he lit into Laura Loomer. Soon as that camera went off, homie probably went inski. He went. Okay,
and again, Kyle, why is that a bad thing? If somebody is advocating for violence and you don't like that, and Tim doesn't like that. What's the issue?
So, Tim, couple pro tips. Maybe.
Hey, shout out to the one and only. Oh, come on, don't freeze on me now. What's happening? Oh, there he is. Oh, the one and only Dr. Peter Boghossian. Welcome to the party. Always a pleasure to see you. I just dropped a clip from the last stream that we did with him and Destiny. Definitely go check that out. I did drop the link if you want to come up and have a chat, but no pressure. So yeah, this is a conclusion he comes to when they both agree that calling for violence is bad.
That camera went off. Homie probably went in ski. He went in. So, Tim, couple pro tips. Maybe.
Tips. How many subscribers does he have? 1 million. Okay, and solid 1 million subscribers. But how many live shows are you doing? How many actual politicians are you talking to? How many anything are you doing? Oh, nothing. Awesome.
Maybe stop inviting people on the show who keep calling for fucking murdering people.
That's the conclusion. That it's not that these issues are so deep that people get passionate and say things out of pocket. It's that he's specifically going out and finding people who he knows will call for violence, so that he has to cut his own show and take off. What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? Are you telling me that on the leftist mafia thing, they're not calling for violence? I'm pretty sure we had a summer just a few years ago. What did they call it? The summer of hate. Oh, no. That was too on the nose. So they call it the summer of love and irony. It's like, bro, if you had a show and you talked to this many people about this important stuff, and again, as Ian said before, if you're not getting censored, you're not saying the right things. And, it's just insane that you can't see that having these conversations is inevitably right, left, center, or whatever is inevitably going to get people to that place. There's a reason that left or right, you have to say, hey, don't make calls to violence, because left or right, people will do it. But because this happened to be Laura Loomer, and he doesn't like Laura Loomer, and because he doesn't like Tim Pool, and because he doesn't like, who's the other guy? Jesse Kelly, I'm just going to throw in a little jab and be like, hey, pro tip, bro, pro tip. I bet you he could fucking buy you, Kyle. He could buy you.
As somebody who's in a similar business.
Are you though? Yeah, you're in the similar business to Tim, the same way I'm in the similar business to you. Like, technically, but would you be taking pro tips from me, bro? Why would Tim ever take a pro tip from a bleach blonde? Yeah, and so because he's a psychic. Come on, and this guy already irritates me. And yeah, who was just saying it? Hey, shout out to Brandon. Welcome. So hope to wish you and your family a blessed Father's Day. Never a bother. Thank you so very much for saying. Yeah, but Dylan said, remember when Kyle was actually responsible? Yeah. That's why that's why I still follow him, even though he does this. He was pretty influential in terms of me moving from the default liberal who thought I was, a real liberal, watching MSNBC and CNN, to kind of like, okay, see, like there's liberal, and then there's not so liberal, and then there's Republican, but it's not as simple as left and right. But that was a long time ago. Harley, so they agreed to those terms before the show started. If they have that much of an issue to not follow those rules, then yeah, don't have them on. But again, how do you know that until they break the rule? Laura Loomer has been on the show many times and has never made calls to violence. She's a sitting Congress member. Like, what are we? It's not like it was the leader of the Boogaloo Boys or something. And again, the arrogance that he has.
Maybe stop inviting people on the show who keep calling for fucking murdering people. As somebody who's in this similar business, that's my professional advice to you. And also, by the way, look, this doesn't come out of nowhere. And he even
Right. It doesn't come out of nowhere. It's almost like there's things going on that make people angry on both sides of the aisle that in their heads want to call for violence, but the rules don't allow that, because obviously we don't want people calling for violence. But whatever happened to writing as the voice of the unheard? What happened to that? Come on, bro. Just stop that. So you wouldn't have anybody who participated in any of the riots in 2020. You wouldn't talk to any of them. They have nothing to say. You would have no reason. And a pro tip would be to make sure that you don't talk to them at all. That's how you figure things out. That's how you change the world.
been sort of hinted at it here. The fact of the matter is, this has happened probably multiple times before, and a YouTube rep and a Rumble rep reached out to him, and they were like, look, dog,
Yeah.
you're about to be fucking kicked off the platform.
Right. So that's why he tells people not to do it. And then if they do it, he cuts the feed instead of agreeing with it or going along with it. What is it that you would like here, Kyle?
If you keep having people call for murdering people, right? Like, no matter how lenient.
All right. And so, he just goes on like that. And so I just wanted to share that to kind of show the lack of charitability. I mean, take Tim Pool himself. You might think that he's biased and this, that, and all the rest. But at the very least, he tries to show his biases out front. Would any of you even have caught the right-wing freak thing about the other guests if I hadn't called it out? That's not what honest people do. Am said some Muslims have recently chanted called for jihad. Antifa attacks people for protesting peacefully. BLM riots, burns things, etc. Some people talk about violence. Some are doing it. There you go, Amber. On point. That is exactly what I was trying to get to. And you said it better than I could have. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. That's the hypocrisy that I saw. Not that we shouldn't be calling out Laura Loomer. Not that we shouldn't be, whatever. But the hypocrisy that I see with people who claim to be fair. That's not fair. How is that fair? Insane. And it's just back and forth and over and over and over and over again. The lack of charitability. If your ideas are so good, then why do you need to, speculate and throw dirty words, not dirty words, but you know what I mean? So before we go, in case you missed it, even more important than that, today, was it today? I think it's today, right? Or yesterday? Today, the 6th, the 7th. Yeah, sorry. Today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day. And so Joe Biden, he did a little speaking event. And why don't we see how that went? Biden was spotted awkwardly fumbling for his seat during the D-Day ceremony. Macron, the French, the French, what is it? President? They have a president, right?
Distinguished guests, please welcome the Honorable Lloyd J. Austin III.
What is that?
Secretary of Defense of the United States of America.
Who got it? Let's get a better angle.
Distinguished guests, please welcome the Honorable Lloyd J. Austin III, Secretary of Defense of the United States of America.
I think the man just pooped himself. I think the man just pooped himself. Fumbling for a toilet seat is right. Now, I didn't necessarily, I'm not very familiar with octogenarians, nor am I familiar with children. I'm 34. I'm single. I'm not around. We were just talking about how, my family isn't that close. So I'm not around people who are not my age that often. So I didn't necessarily even see, I saw it as weird, but it wasn't until, oh, you know what? I should bring up the tweets and stuff. It wasn't until everybody on Twitter was like, if you're a parent, you know exactly what just happened. I'm like, what are they serious? He pooped his pants, and then he called him a jack. Yeah, let's see what we got. Hold on. I enjoy listening to talking heads tell me how sharp and aware Biden is in private meetings while he poops himself before a live audience. This is an even better angle than we had before. So again, shaking Macron and his wife. Oh,
Distinguished guests,
and look at the face. Oh,
please welcome the Honorable Lloyd J. Austin.
And so, you could argue that he was just trying to sit, but he wasn't sure if he should. Yeah, fair, maybe. I'm just saying that independently, a lot of people were like, where's the is it here? There was I forget who it was, but somebody was like, yeah, so Michael 14K followers. Did Joe Biden literally just shit himself in front of the D-Day veterans? Is this why? Oh, that's the other thing. After this, he didn't, he left the stage. He was supposed to shake all the veterans' hands and all that stuff. There we go. This is it.
Jake, what you doing? Is it coming out okay?
So M169 said, "Oh, I have experience."
Jake, what you doing?
What's happening here? That is what he was doing. I'm a parent, and I too take care of my dad, who lived to almost 95. And the idea here is not to make fun of the elderly. The idea is to try to point out when you act like Trump being old and Biden being old is the same thing. Nah. And Dylan said, but also, why is a frail old man acting as the leader of the free world? Oh, you're going to get me in trouble. I said, a lot of people say a lot of things. Does it mean it's true? I need more than just this clip. Yeah, I'm trying to look for some more of the longer context. But, he was supposed to, according to according to reports, he was supposed to have. Yeah, it starts. Yeah, so they whisked him away while the French President Macron and his wife were there to greet all these veterans. Like all the veterans, they just like he's supposed to shake their hands and stuff. The top trending topics: diaper, pooping, pooped, and did Joe Biden? Again, I'm trying to find. Let's see if we can get. There's already an account. Joe Biden pooping alerts. Let's see if we can get full context. Because again, I didn't see it that way, but everybody else was like, "Yeah, bro. Okay. 5-minute video. You're getting in trouble with the music.
Lloyd J. Austin.
I think this is a compilation.
Can't you smell that smell?
That ain't
The smell of victory for us.
it. That ain't it. So they did see, and again, if it is just the fact that, oh my God. Oh my God. So obviously, nobody knows for real, but a lot of people were saying, hey, I recognize what's going on there, just like M169 was. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what did you think? Did Biden poop himself? Yes or no? Thank you for hanging out. Once again, I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. I will be live 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, guys, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you are there. Hit that subscribe, ring the bell. If you have not already, please do hit that like button. Thank you so very much.